Hello and welcome to another episode of the WordPress theme development from scratch. In the previous video, we learned about how to set up our build by extending the Webpack plugin. And here we have all the files bundled. We have the CSS, we have the JavaScript file and the PHP file being bundled in the build directory. In this video, we're going to start setting up our PHP files. So far, we had the JavaScript set up. Now we'll move on to our functions.php, where we are going to write our custom functions, define our some constants in the theme that we're going to use to enqueue these CSS and JavaScript file that we've just built. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is basically inside of the root of the theme, we're going to create a directory called include. So I'll call it inc. And inside of this include directory, I'm going to basically create these directories, which is the helpers and the traits. So I'm going to go over to the includes, helpers. This is where we'll keep our custom helper functions. And then I'll create another one for traits. Okay, so we are going to use the PHP singleton approach. That's why we're creating traits. You can read more about it, how trait works. I won't be covering that information as a part of this video series, as it is out of scope. Okay. Now, inside of the helpers, we'll have our custom functions. So I'll create a file called custom functions inside of the helpers. So file custom functions, this is where we'll keep our custom functions. Functions.php. Yep, there you go. And then inside of the trait, we are going to have our singleton. So I'm going to copy this singleton class, which will be implemented later on. So call it singleton .php, and I'll paste this. Okay, so my namespace is Aquila, and then it's under traits directory. So traits, and then it's you're defining the instance, and we get the instance. We have a construct method, clone method, and wake up method, which currently are not being implemented. But basically, this allows us to make sure that one class is instantiated only once, and then we can reuse its method at multiple places. Okay, then we'll create a functions.php into the root of our theme. Okay, so you know that a theme requires a functions.php file, so I'll add that here. And then I'll copy this and I'll explain to you what we're going to do. Okay. So here we have basically defined a bunch of constants that we're going to need, like theme version, theme directory, path, which we can get access to with the help of the get template directory, which is the WordPress core function to get the theme template directory path. And then this is for the URL of the path, get template directory URI. This is for the build. So we have our build. We'll go up until the root, which is here, and then /build, because our build directory path is here. Similarly, for the URI, we use get template directory URI and then build. Then we have placed this autoloader. So we register autoloader to load all the classes that are inside of the includes folder that we're going to write. And we've set the namespaces and given it like include and include traits. Okay. And then we're just looping through all the namespaces, and we're just making sure that we are requiring that PHP file. Okay, whatever PHP files are there inside of those directories. Okay, then we are including our custom functions. So here under helpers, we have our custom functions. We're including that. And then we are instantiating our Aquila theme class. That's the main class for a theme, which I will define now. Okay, so let's go to the Aquila theme, which is here under includes. I'm going to just copy this guy. Okay, so under includes, I will create a class file called Aquila theme. Theme.php. I'll paste that here. So I'll just show you what all is happening over here. Of course, you have namespace, Aquila theme, and then I'm going to use the singleton approach. That's why whenever you want to use a singleton approach, wherever you define singleton, let's say here, you give that namespace to it, Aquila, and then traits, and then singleton. Okay, and then you say use singleton. Okay, now, so one of the key benefits of using the singleton pattern is that only one object of a class is allowed to exist in the whole application. Okay, so you create one object once and everyone else uses the same one. So it basically saves you memory. Instead of creating like many objects again and again, the program uses one shared object. So that's really good. And then it has like one source of truth. So some things must be same everywhere, like app settings, database connections, user sessions, login system, all of those things, right? So if everyone creates their own copy, the values become different and wrong. So singleton guarantees that everyone reads and writes to the same data, and it really prevents the conflicts. Okay, so you can read more about it, but that's basically is. And then here we have a construct function of the class of Aquila theme. And then inside that we are calling the load theme and the setup theme. So under the load theme, we are going to get the access to the assets and also the blocks. I'm going to comment out these guys. At the moment, I don't need that because I have not created those classes. So I'll just comment it out and we'll come back to that later. So, and then we have the setup theme. Here we have defined everything that theme supports. So this function right here, like theme supports custom image sizes. We'll define more here. Okay, so let's add the theme supports. So if you go over here, just gonna copy this. I'll add these codes later, but just gonna show you what all we're going to include. Okay, so we're going to add the post thumbnail support. This will allow us to add the featured image. So if you go to posts and if you go over here, you can set featured image from here. So that basically allows us to do that using the post thumbnails. And then you have the title tag. So if you go onto the front end, and if you currently it doesn't have anything, but if you once I'm going to set up the template files, I'm going to show it to you that basically it adds the title tag. This basically the title tag inside of your HTML. Okay. Then if you want to set up a custom logo, you can add this and basically add the settings as you like. So here, if you go to appearance, customize site identity, now you can see that you have an option to upload the logo. Okay. So that's basically supported through this function. These are all WordPress functions, by the way. And this one is add theme support. It basically switches default core markup for search forms, comment form, comment list, gallery, etc. To ensure that we switch this default core markup and style to output valid HTML5. Okay, so for making sure we are outputting valid HTML5, we basically call this function and add whatever supports we need. So in case if your website doesn't have comment, then you can remove that, but in case if you have comment, then you should add it. Okay, all right. Then we also registering custom image sizes. So we're calling our own function custom image sizes. You can register as many image sizes you want, but be careful that every time you register an image size, if you're going to upload, it's going to create that many copies for that many versions of different sizes that you have defined. So yeah, so that's basically needed in case if your component needs these image sizes, but you can register based on your requirements. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. In the next video, we are going to enqueue the CSS and JavaScript file that we have bundled. But so far, we've got our base theme setup in terms of theme setup functions, and also going ahead and making sure that we have the singleton approach, and we have also got all our functions included and the custom constants being defined over here. All right, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.